the Nigeria they never show you. Did you know Nigeria is one of the richest lands on earth, yet millions of its people sleep hungry every night? Did you know Nigeria produces more oil than many European countries, yet entire cities live without steady electricity? Did you know that beneath Nigeria's soil lies trillions of dollars in oil, gas, gold, and minerals? Yet the average citizen struggles to survive? How is that possible? How can a land so blessed be so broken? And why is this story almost never told? Because the truth about Nigeria is uncomfortable. The truth about Nigeria is not about poverty. It is about power, theft, and a system designed to keep millions down. Before you saw Nigeria in the news, before you heard stories of corruption, before you saw the poverty, Nigeria was a land of great empires, powerful kings, and global trade. A land so advanced that Europeans were shocked when they arrived. But what happened? What went wrong? Who benefited? And who paid the price? Tonight on FactZone, we will tell the story the world avoids. Not the Nigeria of stereotypes, but the Nigeria of stolen wealth, broken systems, and unstoppable people. This is the Nigeria they never show you. And once you hear this story, you will never see Africa the same way again. Nigeria is not a poor country. It has never been poor. From the moment the first civilizations thrived here, Nigeria has been blessed by nature. Its rivers snake through fertile lands. Its forests are teeming with life. Its mountains hold gold, limestone, coal, iron ore, and gemstones. Beneath the soil lies crude oil and natural gas worth trillions of dollars. Resources that could have made Nigeria one of the richest nations on the planet. Yet today, millions live in extreme poverty. How can this be? The truth is not simple. It is a story of history stolen, kingdoms broken, and wealth siphoned away by outsiders and insiders alike. But before we understand the present, we must look to the past. We must understand the Nigeria that existed long before the Europeans arrived. Before colonial rule, Nigeria was not an empty land waiting to be discovered. It was home to ancient empires and kingdoms, some of the most advanced civilizations in Africa. The Nok civilization, famous for its intricate terracotta sculptures dating back over 2,500 years. The Benin Empire, known for incredible bronze casting, massive city walls, and organized trade networks. The Oyo Empire, a military powerhouse with cavalry and political systems that rivaled Europe. The Kanem-Bornu Empire, a center of learning, trade, and governance in the Sahel. The Sokoto Caliphate, a highly organized Islamic state with social, political, and educational systems. These were sophisticated societies with trade networks spanning Africa and Europe, skilled craftsmanship in bronze, gold, and ivory, knowledge of astronomy, medicine, and mathematics, strong governments and armies. Europeans were astonished by what they found. They did not arrive to learn. They arrived to take the stolen kingdoms. In 1897, British forces launched a full-scale invasion of Benin City. They destroyed palaces, temples, royal treasures, sacred artworks. The city walls that once stretched 16 kilometers were torn down. Thousands of priceless artifacts were stolen and shipped to Europe. Some of these artifacts now sit in the British Museum, Berlin, and Paris, far from their homeland. The invasion of Benin was not an isolated incident. It marked the beginning of a pattern. Wealth taken, knowledge erased, power stripped from Nigerians, artificial borders were drawn. Ethnic groups with centuries-old rivalries were forced into one country. This created the seeds of division that would later fuel political instability, conflicts, and corruption. Nigeria's wealth was no longer for Nigerians. It was being exported to enrich others. The importance of oil. Fast forward to the 1950s. Oil was discovered in the Niger Delta. This should have been a new era. Nigeria could have become a global economic powerhouse, a center of industry, a wealthy nation for its citizens. Instead, oil became a curse disguised as a blessing. Foreign companies swooped in, politicians controlled the flow, the land became polluted, Entire communities watched their rivers, forests, and farmland destroyed, while billions of dollars were siphoned out. This was not accidental, it was systematic. Oil did not create poverty, it exposed it. The borders of Nigeria, drawn by the British, ignored. Ethnic identities, tribal territories, religious and cultural boundaries. Nigeria became a patchwork nation, forcing Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, Igbo, and dozens of other ethnic groups into one artificial country. This division would later erupt into coup civil wars, political unrest. Yet despite the struggles, Nigerians never gave up. The people endured. They created culture, music, art, and business under conditions most nations would have crumbled from. The people of Nigeria. Nigeria is defined not by its politicians, not by its corruption, not by its oil. Nigeria is defined by its people. Innovators in technology, musicians dominating global charts, entrepreneurs creating wealth from nothing, farmers sustaining millions, communities surviving and thriving against impossible odds. The story of Nigeria is a story of resilience and brilliance. From Lagos to Kano, Port Harcourt to Ibadan, every street holds a story of survival, creativity, and hope. Nigeria is a country of paradoxes, rich but poor, powerful but oppressed, ancient yet modern, divided yet united. We will explore more now, the lost kingdoms of Nigeria, the hidden treasures stolen by colonizers, the true history of Nigeria that was erased from textbooks. Because once you see what was taken, you will never look at Nigeria the same way again. Before the first European ships arrived, Nigeria was home to empires that rivaled any in the world. The Benin Empire, for example, was a marvel of urban planning and culture. The city of Benin was surrounded by walls stretching over 16 kilometers. Its streets were orderly, its marketplaces bustling, its palaces adorned with gold and bronze. Artisans here were world famous, creating bronze plaques, ivory carvings, and ceremonial masks that told stories of kings, wars, and gods. Europeans who arrived were stunned. They could not believe such sophistication existed in Africa. Further north, the Oyo Empire maintained one of the largest cavalry armies in history. Its political system was advanced, with checks and balances, a council of elders, and a king whose authority was absolute yet accountable. The Oyo Empire controlled vast trade routes, moving goods like horses, cola nuts, salt, and gold across West Africa. The Kanem-Bornu Empire, in the northeast, was a center of Islamic learning. Scholars from across Africa came here to study astronomy, mathematics, and governance. The Sokoto Caliphate, centuries later, became a model of religious and political organization,
All right,
with
class,
schools,
what's 3 plus
courts,
5?
and social systems that rivaled Europe.
Yes, very good.
All these kingdoms were thriving civilizations, and yet their stories are almost invisible in the history books. Why? Because much of this wealth, knowledge, and culture was stolen or destroyed. The invasion and the theft of wealth. In 1897, British forces invaded Benin City. Thousands of priceless artworks were looted, palaces were burned, temples were desecrated. The Benin bronzes, crafted over centuries, were taken to London, Berlin, and Paris. This was not an isolated incident. Every empire, kingdom, and city that resisted European domination faced the same fate. Maps were redrawn. Borders were created without regard for culture, ethnicity, or history. Nigeria was stitched together like a patchwork quilt, forcing diverse peoples with centuries-old rivalries into one nation. And then came oil. The discovery of oil in the Niger Delta should have been Nigeria's golden era. Instead, it became a curse disguised as a blessing. Foreign companies extracted billions of dollars of oil. Politicians siphoned money from contracts and budgets. Local communities were left with polluted rivers, destroyed farmland, and health crises. The Niger Delta became a symbol of resource theft on a massive scale. Rivers were black with crude oil, fishermen could no longer catch fish. Families lost their land, yet the wealth continued to flow out of Nigeria. Corruption and mismanagement, decades of military rule, coups, and foreign interference created a system designed to fail the people. Political power became a game. Leaders enriched themselves. Projects went unfinished, infrastructure crumbled. Citizens suffered, yet despite all this, Nigerians never stopped building, creating, and innovating. From the streets of Lagos to remote villages, ordinary people found ways to survive. Markets thrived, culture flourished, music and art became global phenomena, technology startups began to emerge. The people became the real story of Nigeria. They were the ones resisting centuries of exploitation. Hitakura. Nigeria is not a failed nation. It is a land of extreme contrasts: wealth and poverty, power and oppression, ancient knowledge and modern struggle. And through it all, its people remain resilient. This is the Nigeria they never show you. Rich in culture, rich in resources, rich in history, rich in potential. Yet the story of Nigeria is unfinished. In the next chapter, we will uncover hidden treasures stolen by colonial powers, secret kingdoms erased from history, the true story of Nigeria's rise, fall, and potential comeback. Because once you understand this history, you will never look at Nigeria the same way again.